Hi, I'm Debbie Civigliano, and I'm the founder of Bianca's Kids, a nonprofit organization that grants wishes and provides assistance to children and families that are struggling in and around New Jersey. I'm back today with my guest Anthony Pasquale, father of the late Autumn Pasquale. In October 20th of 2012, Autumn went missing and was later found murdered. And I met Anthony. Last we spoke, Anthony, we were talking about how you and I met, and we talked about some of the help that Bianca's Kids provided you in the early stages when Autumn was missing, and in raising some money for the safe return of Autumn, and then for her memorial fund. And it was a couple of weeks after Autumn passed that you and a couple of your family members walked into my law office, and I was told that you were downstairs. Now, what you should know is that, and what I'd like the viewers to know is that a lot of the times when my nonprofit offers help to families like yours, we don't meet the families. I mean, many times we do. A lot of times we're in there, we offer the help, and we leave. When I found out you were downstairs in my waiting room, you were all over the news during that time. Autumn's case was all over the news. I was happy that we were able to help. I was hoping we could help you a little more, but like many people, I was very nervous about meeting you and super uncomfortable. I didn't know what I would say to you. My heart broke for you, but it had to be done. So came downstairs, met Anthony Pasquale. We cried together. You were still in the very raw stages of grief. It was a life-changing meeting for me. I knew that day that I met you that my life had changed. It was life-altering, and it still is to this day. I'm so happy that through that tragedy, that one good thing came, and that I got to meet you and your beautiful children, AJ and Natalie. So I thank you for that. I wanted to talk a little bit today about some of the help that Bianca's Kids offered you, because I think it's really important that our viewers get the opportunity to know that they, as individuals, organizations, businesses, could reach out to their community and help somebody that is in your situation. So, okay, you come into the firm, we meet, and we decide that we're going to do some work together. Are you
Yes.
thinking, I mean, what are you thinking?
When I first met you, really, I just wanted to go in there and say thank you because, and my two simple words, thank you, and look where we're at today. And,
Sure.
we've come a long way,
We have.
2.5 years later. And I couldn't be more proud of what's been, transpiring between us.
I'm so happy, Anthony. We were able to, Bianca's Kids was able to provide you, we knew that, the first thing was, you're this guy that when I first met you, I realized that you were just one of the kindest, most gentlest men I'd ever met, and that you were raising your 3 children on your own. And I thought that the last thing you needed were legal expenses. And so what we were able to do was through my law firm at Longmore Marrow, one of my bosses, Doug Long, committed to represent you during the criminal proceedings. And not so much that you needed representation. I think the audience should know that when something like this does happen, that there are court advocates that are available to the victim's family. But being in the legal field, I knew that I wouldn't want to go through that without a lawyer. I would want somebody with me to explain to me what's going on. I mean, it's got to be a crazy world that you're this regular Joe raising 3 kids one day, you're in the middle of a high-profile murder case another day that is your daughter's case. So the help that you got from Doug represented you pro bono through the entire criminal proceedings. I assume that was helpful for you?
Oh, absolutely. It was easier coming from him because, he can, put it into language that, I understand,
Right, the lay person, right.
Yeah, and it was definitely a learning experience as well,
Yes.
and the process that you have to go through. Without Doug's help, I probably be lost without him, and he
That's
was a
good.
great deal of help.
Yeah, people want to talk about lawyers, but when you're in a bad situation, especially one like that, like you're saying, who knows anything about a criminal proceeding, a murder trial? You're in the middle of it. You want to ask somebody questions. So we thought that would be great, and I'm so happy we were able to provide that for you. Another thing that we thought about as a group, our board, was that, here we have this single dad. He's still having to raise 2 children. Christmas time is coming. And I thought, I'm sure the last thing this guy wants to do, or feels like doing while he's mourning, is putting up a Christmas tree. What I've learned, Anthony, although Autumn is the first situation that we dealt with where a child was murdered, we've dealt with many parents that have lost children. And it became clear to me, and in that help, that a lot of times the surviving children sort of get lost in the shadow of the child that's passed. I know that's what would happen to me. I can't imagine focusing on anything other than that. For you, it was compounded 10 times because you're in this high-profile case, right? Your children are dealing with this. So, thanks to our friends at Home Depot, we were able to deliver to you a Christmas tree and all blue and gold ornaments that were Autumn's sort of team colors and stuff. And Home Depot was amazing in delivering it right to your door, assembling it, and then the kids could, put it together and stuff, and just sort of have some sort of try to salvage Christmas in some way for these 2 that were mourning the loss of their sibling, right? Mm-hmm. And then we also I contacted you because I figured at this point we were we instantaneously, we felt like we knew each other forever after maybe about a month of knowing each other. Yeah. It was like such an odd situation. I still feel that way. And I thought, I know he doesn't want to go Christmas shopping for his children, so we'll do it for him. And so Bianca's kids said, let us provide the gifts for your kids. Give us their lists. Let us take that from you.
And that was great. It was a great feeling.
Is it? Because we hope that it is, and we hope that
absolutely.
Oh, I love that. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about the good things that came from Bianca's kids. And we'll come back after a brief message. And I want to remind you that today's episode of Bianca's Kids is brought to you by Work Zone Contractors of Deptford, New Jersey. The business with a heart. Be right back.
For independent living for seniors age 62 and over, People Inc. offers safe, maintenance-free apartments across Western New York. The affordable rent is income-based. For more information, call People Inc. Senior Living at 817-9090.
Looking for a cooking oil with a light flavor and reduced absorption so food preserves its natural flavor? One with a high smoke point for stir-frying, sautéing, grilling, and baking? Then choose all-natural Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil, imported from France. Grapes have been a key ingredient of the healthy Mediterranean diet for years. Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil is the chef's choice for high-heat cooking, grilling, stir-frying, sautéing, or even deep frying. And Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil is great for baking too, because its delicate taste does not overwhelm the flavor of cakes, cookies, and other favorite recipes. A key traditional ingredient of the Mediterranean, grapeseed oil is a rich source of vitamin E antioxidant and naturally gluten-free. Buy imported Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil today and find great recipes at Pompeian.com.
Wait, don't let this happen to you. At Jan Fence, we're family owned and operated for over 50 years, providing a wide choice of fencing. Why wait online at the big box store? Just call Jan Fence. Ask about our Easy Fence to Go products by Active Yards, the first truly do-it-yourself fence product.
At Jan Fence, we always do what we say. Come see us today.
Step into an extraordinary world that will excite your senses. Experience our delectable Mughlai cuisine and the magic of tandoori savoir-faire. Let our international award-winning team delight you with a taste of heaven. Enjoy our mouth-watering flavors and our unique flair for excellence. Savor the elegance of fine dining and catering. Shazam Restaurant. Indulge your taste buds.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sidney Cohen. I'm a psychologist in New Jersey. I'm the host of a show called Heading in the Right Direction, which will be appearing on internet TV station Radio Vision Network. It's a show that's going to cover a wide range of psychological subjects. I think you'll be very interested in the subjects. I'm also going to have the opportunity to send me emails, ask me some questions. I'll answer questions, and I very much look forward to you tuning in. I'm very excited to do this. Thank you.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
Back with Anthony Pasquale. Anthony, we were just talking about how Bianca's kids provided a Christmas tree and ornaments and Christmas gifts for the kids. This happened maybe about 6 weeks after Autumn passed. And during commercial break, you told me about an amazing situation that happened with the community during the Thanksgiving, which would have been weeks after Autumn passed. Tell us what your community did for you.
The community came together, and a friend of my sister has started a meal train.
Now, a meal train is what?
A meal train is a website you would sign up, and when you sign up, you're bringing food to the house. And when this was set up, I didn't know anything much about it, and my sister had told me that they're going to start a meal train for you, and food will come to your house every night.
Okay, so let me get this straight. So there's a website that people can sign on to who want to help a community member like you, and they sign on to be part of a meal train, which means every night one family cooks a dinner for your family.
Yes.
And they deliver it to your house.
Yes, they will come to the house. We will meet. They would say their condolences, and and every night, and I think about that is, when they came to the door, it's very heartwarming that, for each person to be able to do that. They took time out to make this meal, prepare a meal for our family.
Right.
And, I couldn't thank them enough.
And how long did that go on for?
That actually almost went on for almost 2 months.
2 months. So your community came together and relieved you of the worry of having to cook for your family every night for about 2 months.
Yes.
And I'm sure that for the people that were doing it, it gave them an opportunity to extend their condolences to, because people want to help. There are so many people out there that want to help, that want to do, but don't know how to go about it. What a great way for a community to say, hey, we're thinking about you, you're not alone in this, and let me relieve you of even one small task of cooking for your children tonight. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, so some of the other things that Bianca's kids did for you. At this stage of the game, we talked about how we sort of raised money for Autumn's Memorial Fund and for the reward fund for her when she had gone missing. We provided legal representation. We've gotten a Christmas tree for the family. We did your Christmas shopping for you. We asked you to provide us with AJ and Natalie's Christmas list, and my board of directors went out and did shop. We were never so happy to shop for kids, ever. It was our hope that we could take the kids' mind off of it, of what they'd been going through. And then I personally came over to your mom's house, and we had a beautiful thing, gave the kids all their gifts. And we wanted to do a little something special for each of your surviving children, for AJ and for Natalie. So for AJ, who is a big Philadelphia Eagles fan, why don't you tell everybody what we did?
When Debbie had given AJ an envelope, and when AJ opened the envelope, he had that look of confused and excited at the same time. But and then we explained to him that we were going to Eagles camp and meet the Philadelphia Eagles player. I've never seen him smile so hard, and it really brightened that Christmas, because that was our first Christmas without Autumn.
Right.
And this is what they needed, and it really took their breath away.
So happy, because I told you we wanted to do, in addition to Christmas shopping, we wanted to do something big for both of the kids. You told me that AJ is a football player, and by the way, he's now an incredible javelin
yes,
player. He's going to states at this point. He's an amazing athlete.
Yeah, absolutely. He's phenomenal, and he just keeps getting better and better.
So happy for him. And so what we did for AJ is we surprised him with a day at Eagles training camp. As a high school football player, AJ was about 15 at the time,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So as a high school football player who lives in South Jersey, he was a huge Eagles fan, and as one of AJ's presents, we let him know that the following summer, he and he could bring, I think it was he brought about 5 people
Yes.
with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
We let him bring some friends. We spend the day at Eagles training camp, which was absolute, because you and I happen to be crazy
phenomenal.
Eagles fans too. We had the best time, right? The Eagles
Yeah, it was great.
rolled out the red carpet, and we got to meet all the players, and the kids got to watch the Eagles train and see what it's like to be an NFL player for a day. Autographs, memorabilia. It was I'll never forget that day.
Yeah, I won't either.
Like one of my favorite wish grantings ever. And then for little Miss Natalie, who was a big Justin Bieber fan at the
Yes,
time.
and still is.
She still is?
Yes, she is.
So, Anthony, you told me that she loved Justin Bieber, and she was a preteen at the time.
Yes. When you gave her the envelope and she took she didn't even know what to do. She had her best friend there, one of her best friend there, Deja, and to help her, and she was reading the envelope. And saying you're attending Justin Bieber. Natalie's lost for words. She was another moment where she was smiling so hard. She was smiling in her sleep when she went to bed that night. It was just overwhelming.
So great. We felt the kids had shed so many tears, and if we could just bring a little joy to them for a little distraction, that it would be great. My favorite moment was when Natalie is handed an envelope to find out what her big gift is. Her friend, as Anthony said, Deja, who's around the same age, is going to find out that she too is going to Justin Bieber. So Natalie opens the envelope, and she realizes that these tickets that were so incredibly hard to get, that she got, box seats, catered, she's going to Justin Bieber. She starts to shake and cry.
Yeah, she did.
And Deja says, "Give me the envelope, you idiot. Let me read it." Then she starts shaking and crying. And it was a really special moment.
Yeah, yes, it was.
I'm so glad that the kids had a good time there. And I just love that Bianca's Kids was be able to provide moments that they may remember for a
But
really
not
long
only you
time.
provide for them, but you also provide for me that I got a chance. Sorry. To see my kids smile.
Again, that's what we wanted. Let's take a break. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back after these messages.
Here, we have an attractive orange and a distinguished apple. The two similar, but opposites. Cleary, a wingman is needed, or perhaps a wing lemon. A friend to the orange and an acquaintance to the apple, the lemon brings the two opposites together. See, with a little fresh thinking, the universe can be surprisingly smooth.
When we make Beyond Natural dry dog and cat foods, we start with real meat as the first ingredient. We leave out corn, wheat, and soy. And we own where our dry food is made. 100%. Can other brands say all that? For nutrition you can trust and your pet will enjoy. Does your food go beyond? Learn more at purinabeyond.com.
Fitzpatrick's. Deli dine for breakfast and lunch. And at night, gourmet dine for dinner with entrees and specialty sandwiches including certified black Angus cuts of beef and wild-caught seafood, plus catering options for specialty events. Since 1989, Fitzpatrick's, your hometown place with upscale tastes.
Apple Ridge is about freedom. Apple Ridge is about community. Apple Ridge is about home. Apple Ridge, everything you want, more than you expect. Welcome to your new neighborhood. Apple Ridge Senior Living. Enjoy a maintenance-free, affordable luxury lifestyle today. Visit appleridgeseniorliving.com and find out more about the Apple Ridge experience.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Milan, host of Read All About It. I interview authors of all kinds about their journeys of writing and the struggles that they face. You can watch my show at 12 p.m. on Wednesdays. Tune in to Radio Vision Networks. We hope to see you then.
Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Back with BK Talk, and I'm here with my guest today, Anthony Pasquale, father of Autumn Pasquale. And I really wanted to bring Anthony on as my first guest because it was important for me to show the viewers and the supporters of Bianca's Kids, my nonprofit organization, where their donation dollars go. For Anthony Pasquale, after losing his daughter to murder, Bianca's Kids came in to support the family and to provide some special moments for his children. Some much needed smiles came of it, and we're so incredibly grateful. Not to mention the fact that, you know, you and I have just been great friends, and, you know, I feel like you're a brother of mine. I think I always will. In fact, I told my mother, so if there's such thing as reincarnation, I truly believe that somehow Anthony came back as my brother. It's such a strange feeling. The last thing I wanted to talk to Anthony about today and to let our viewers know is that after granting a few wishes for your children and helping you with resources for Autumn while she was missing and through your criminal trial for her, I came to you and I asked you one day if I could grant one wish for you, for your family. You know, what would that be? And why don't you tell everybody what it was that you really wanted?
When you had asked me, you know, what you could do for me was, and, you know, it took me a couple of minutes, but there was a park in town, and, you know, all my kids, you know, went to this park, and it was Little Ease Park at the time, and my wish was to have that renamed after Autumn. And what it meant to me is that, you know, whenever you're in that park, and whenever I was in that park with my kids, you know, there was always laughter, you know, there was always joy, they were always having fun.
Yeah.
There were absolutely great memories, and you know, when I go to the park now and I see other kids laughing, it just, you know, it brings, you know, much joy to me.
Well, this, your wish for having the park that Autumn frequented so often renamed in her memory was one that I knew that I was going to grant. I knew it was going to be extremely hard because I needed to rely on local politicians. There's, you know, a lot involved, but I also knew that there was no way that Bianca's Kids was going to let you down. There was just no way. With all that you had been through, I felt that, you know, the desire to have the park named in Autumn's memory would do exactly that for you. You know, her name had become associated with such a horrific event, and our hope in our efforts in changing the name of the park to Autumn Pasquale Park, it would not only give you a reminder of happier times, but we felt every time you passed the park, you could remember Autumn in a great way. Thanks to Mayor and Council of the Borough of Clayton, we were able to facilitate the dedication of what was Little East Park to the new Autumn Pasquale Park. And we celebrated that dedication on the 1-year anniversary of Autumn's passing, which was incredible. Our gift in granting the wish of the park to Anthony, your children, it was additionally for the entire community of Clayton. I mean, this is just small town America, an incredible community of loving individuals that to this day, you know, it's 2.5 years later, you can't drive through Clayton without seeing a Autumn Pasquale shirt or the signs, you know, of Autumn's Light.
Right.
They really, you know, stood by you, continue to do that. And so we were so incredibly thankful when we were able to have the park be renamed Autumn Pasquale Park. And It's a beautiful thing. I mean, people love going there. People take pictures by the sign. Autumn's remembered every day in the way that she was, not in the few minutes that ended her life, but in the beautiful, vivacious, sweet tomboy, bike riding, skateboard riding, soccer playing, cheerleading, little
everything. You're nailing it right on the head. Yep.
Yeah, she was a bit of an anomaly, your daughter. She was this gorgeous little, beautiful, looked like a little supermodel with an angelic face, and then this tomboy. Watch videos of her, and she was like such a tomboy.
Yeah.
She was a perfect mix. And our hope with Autumn Pasquale Park, I know it does it for me, and the community of Clayton was, like you, so incredibly grateful. But that day, that beautiful autumn day, on the 1-year anniversary of Autumn's passing, and just lifting that curtain and revealing the sign that Bianca's Kids donated, and your park being in place, was one of the greatest moments of my life.
Absolutely, it was priceless, and heartwarming, and I could never be more grateful, for that happening.
Oh, we certainly know that. I'd like to sort of wrap up the show, Anthony, just sort of to give people and the idea and the hope and the inspiration that although you may not feel comfortable in helping somebody like Anthony Pasquale or any of your community members that are suffering or struggling, whether it's financially or due to a child that's physically disabled, or as in Anthony's case when a child goes missing, my hope is that in talking about what Bianca's Kids does, it will inspire you to, as an individual, as a business owner, as an executive director of an organization, to go out there and to reach out to a community member in need. In Anthony's situation, he's probably one of the most appreciative people who needed help more than anyone. And his community's help, as you've learned through our interview today, and if you caught last week's interview, the help that he received, not only from Bianca's Kids, but from his friends and his community, was priceless to him. If you can imagine, if your child was missing, you would want everybody looking for them. You would want every resource available to you. And people can help in different ways, like you said. Meal trains from neighbors, a local attorney offering his assistance pro bono, a local nonprofit like Bianca's Kids helping to make a few special moments for, your surviving children. So I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for being here. It was so important to me that you be my first guest. Again, I thank you for teaching me that no matter how horrific and how bad things get, that life still goes on, and that we can still be strong and go on with a smile. You're a complete inspiration to me and one of my heroes. Love you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much for being here with me today. Hope you'll come back next week on another edition of BK Talk. Thank you.